on top. And that's the thing that you're most excited about when you watch him play, because how many times in the NFL do we see games go through these ebb and flows where quarterbacks need to be mentally tough. They have to be able to adjust on the fly. They have to be able to now scramble out of pressure and make those throws down the football field, and he can do it all. There's nothing that I saw from him that he cannot do this season, and because he's operating an NFL-style offense, that's the other part that gets people excited because, again, like I said, this is an NFL-style offense that he's running, and he's making NFL-type throws. He's throwing his receivers open. Even when DBs are draped all over them, he's putting that ball in places where only his receivers can get that, and we saw that time and time again this season, and we saw it one more time on the biggest stage last night.
I agree. I'm going to give a slight edge to Burrow, Skip. I love his demeanor. I mean, his demeanor on the field, Skip, not the celebratory when he was his ringside or pointing at the fans in Texas. But he kind of reminds you of Eli because they got in his face early. There were a lot of scat protection, and you guys run a lot of scat protection, and what teams like to do, they like to blitz you out of it. They'll make you keep an extra guy in so you don't get all 5 of your receivers, eligible receivers out. He took some hits. They confused him early. He had some incompletions. I mean, at one point, he was, what, 2 of 5? You never see Joe. He normally starts the game 11 of 11, 14 of 16. But they had him off kilter. But he didn't falter. He didn't blink. He didn't lose. I love that in the quarterback because everybody can play when things are going great. Let's not fool ourselves. Everybody, you get it going early, get it cooking. Everybody can cook. But he didn't have it going early. But he stayed the course. He's in a pro, as Reggie mentioned, he's in a pro-style offense, making pro-style throws with pro-style reads. So I'm going to give, Ms. Skip, we looked it up. Did you know the tallest quarterback in the Pro Football Hall of Fame is 6'4"?
Really?
Troy Aikman and Dan Marino.
That's the tallest.
Elway is 6'3", Dan Fouts 6'3", Jim Kelly 6'3".
I didn't think about that.
Trevor Lawrence he's prototypical, 6'6", 220, which means his frame can hold 235, 240. But I'm going to take Joe Burrow because he's 6'3". He's more apt. He's 4.
I think he's listed at 6'4".
He's 6'4".
Yeah.
He's 6'4". I love his athleticism. Coming into the season, Skip, I didn't realize he was this athletic until I really, you had an opportunity to just sit down and watch him against Alabama. And I saw them use his legs because there was a key, just like last night, a key, he didn't throw, he ran for it. Okay. And if you look at the guy, what are all the guys that's in the Final Four Sunday, Skip, what can they all do? They can all move. Garoppolo can move. Rodgers doesn't move as much as he wants. Tannehill. And my homeboy showed you Sunday with his 53 yards rushing. So I'm going to give a slight edge, Skip. I saw some things with Trevor Lawrence I didn't like last night. I saw some erratic throws. I saw a bunch of erratic throws. Higgins made some acrobatic catches, or there would have been even more overthrows. So that was a little concerning. For the first time, he got tested, and he didn't really pass last night. So I'm going to give a slight edge. Both of them going to go to bad teams. Joe Burrow going to Cincinnati. He's probably like, look, I'll come, but y'all better keep A.J. Green because I'm not leaving what I got here in receivers. He might need to bring all them receivers with him.
Bring them with him.
Take everyone.
He might need to bring Chase and Jefferson and those guys with him.
Ohio kid, he will love it there.
I think that's the part that makes it story.
It's a great fit.
Yes.
Did you just compare Joe Burrow to Eli Manning?
No, his demeanor.
Oh.
Skip,
Demeanor?
Yeah, his demeanor. I mean, nothing. He didn't get too high.
Did Eli ever do this?
No, that's what I'm saying.
He got a couple rings. He did get a couple rings.
But he never did that.
No, but Skip, Joe Burrow.
Eli was like in the wax museum.
I don't care.
Right?
Look here. Big Macaulay Culkin had it cooking. and he
That's exactly who he looked like on the sideline.
He really does.
He had it. But Skip, like you said, Eli, do you got to pulse? Eli, are you alive? Skip, nothing. No good or bad, you don't even know if Eli up by 35 or he's down by 42. No expression.
It's funny you said that. Ernestine walked through the living room last night. I was watching the game. She stopped and looked at him and said, Home Alone.
And she had not heard that before. That's amazing.
I was impressed.
So true.
You're right.
That's so true. There were a few funny photos
like
going
grown
on.
up Home Alone.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
A little taller, I think that's real.
Okay.
Home Alone kid throwing darts now.
That is true. So, I am not being prisoner of the moment to say this. I have been tweeting about it. We haven't done it on the show until the last topic yesterday, but I told you when I picked LSU that Joe Burrow is much better than Trevor Lawrence. This that you just said, it's not even close to Joe Burrow had the greatest season ever for a quarterback or maybe any player. This is not even close. Joe Burrow will be a much better NFL quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. I have had issues with Trevor Lawrence all year. I've been tweeting about it all year. I tweeted about it after the Ohio State win, which he turned around after the
long TD run.
well, I mean, after the ejection on the target, right? Yeah, because it came right after that.
Yep.
And he bolted away for 67 yards, and it changed the game.
He did.
If you let him get unwound with those long legs of his, he can fly. He looks like he can run 4.5-ish to me. But he runs kamikaze style. He doesn't protect himself at all.
Yeah.
The way he was running last night will not work in your league. It will not last because Joe Burrow was running smart. He would just get down. When it's time to get down, he just slides. He's not going to take anybody on.
Well, it cost him. That's why he fumbled the ball.
He took him on.
He tried to run over the guy. The guy put his helmet right on the ball.
So I don't think he's going to be nearly as effective a runner as Joe Burrow will be at the next level.
Right.
Yeah.
And Trevor Lawrence is not an accurate passer. Book it. He's just not accurate. He has had T. Higgins at 6'4", and he's got Justin Ross at 6 feet 4 inches tall, and both of them are basketball leapers, and he's thrown a lot of jump balls that they have come down with. Saw a stat this morning, I think it was an ESPN stat, but he overthrew 13 passes last night, and it was the most in any college game this whole year. But I'm not being prisoner of that moment. He's been doing that routinely in his career, but he gets away with it because of the two big stud receivers. Both of them are going to be really good in the NFL, especially T. Higgins. But the point is, I don't see feel for the game. I don't see finesse feel where you can throw nice screens or have a feel for how to play quarterback. I'm going to be surprised if he's the first pick in the draft a year from now.
Who's going to beat him?
I don't know, but somebody's going to talk themselves out of this because I'm not sure this is going to work in the NFL. I'm not saying he's going to be bad, but he's not going to be what the other kid is because Joe Burrow is he is made for he's got touch.
And that's go ahead, Rich.
It's going to depend on the nature of which team he goes to, what kind of weapons
It's always
he has.
that in the NFL.
It always comes down to that.
Does.
You know, it's very tough to go into an organization, especially if you're number one pick. You usually go into the worst team. And, you know, usually there's issues with either the coaching staff or just the chemistry or maybe the organization, the mentality. It can be a lot of different things that can affect his first couple years in the league. So we don't know. We don't have a crystal ball, but from what I seen last night, ain't even close. Joe Burrow got it.
And normally, Skip, when you get the first overall pick, you normally are first or second year coach.
Yeah.
You ain't no 10, 15 year veteran coach getting the number one overall pick because if you that and you get the number one overall pick and you getting fired.
Yeah.
And so they're coming in with a new coach anyway. And Skip, Lawrence has a bigger arm. But Joe Montana's arm was plenty good.
It was plenty good.
Tom Brady.
In this, Joe Burrow's arm is a little better than Joe Montana's, to me.
Sometimes people think you got to have a Patrick Mahomes or a John Elway arm. No. You just get it there. His anticipation. That's the most important thing. Not arm strength, anticipation. Because you're going to have to, look, guys are not going to be wide open like they are in college. You got to throw guys open. And if you're late with a ball, ask Lamar Jackson when he threw that out cut. They get you.
When got it.
They get you. So you got to throw. You better throw. There's gonna be small windows, and you got to anticipate that guy's coming open and let the ball go before he's actually open. Because if you wait till he's open to throw it, it's knocked down or it's picked.
I know it's a side note, but man, Jamar Chase went to work on that DB last night.
That's the number one DB.
Went to work on him last night.
They tried to hide him. They moved him to the other side.